Welcome to the Secrets of Confident Women podcast, where you'll learn all the best tips, tricks, and practical techniques for building the confidence levels you've always wanted. With inspiring interviews, real-life examples, and game-changing insights, this podcast is for women who know that mastering the skill of confidence is one of the most important things they'll ever do.
Well, hello and welcome, or welcome back if you've been with us here before on the podcast. I'm thrilled to have this platform to talk to you about increasing your confidence, and I'm thrilled to welcome my partner in crime back to the show today. Welcome, Miss Anastasia.
Hello.
Now, I'm super happy you're here today because this was the topic that you talked about in our very first episode that you said had made the biggest impact to your confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd spoken about this topic to start with. My little confidence secret, I suppose you could call it, is to surround yourself. And it sounds simple, but it's worked for me many, many times in my life. And it's based around finding your people, finding the right people for you, bringing them to you and keeping them in your inner circle and using them as a confidence technique to boost your confidence whenever you need it, because the right people will always help you with that.
Oh my God, yep, so true. I mean, surrounding yourself with the right people is not automatic.
No.
And you know what? We talk a lot about choice on this show, and this one is no different. You definitely need to choose who you want in your inner circle and who you want to be surrounded by. But to start with, I want to talk about the fact that there's actually two elements to this, right? The first one is that you need to figure out how to bring the right people into your inner circle.
Yep.
Surround yourself with these new people. But then the second one is about looking at the people who are already closest to you, the ones that are making the biggest influence and impact on your life and decisions, like right now. Like, could be your mom, your husband, your kids, your bestie, colleagues, etc. And figure out how to limit your exposure to anyone in your immediate circle who isn't being a positive influence in your life. But let's start with element number one first, right? Making conscious choices to bring the right people closer to you. And this was such a huge priority for me when I first started out in business in 2002, way back then, because I knew that I had to surround myself with the right people. So I made a conscious effort to find the right networking groups to be a part of. And believe me, there are right ones and there are ones that you should really stay away from.
Yeah, totally.
I was new to business, but I was not new to knowing what a difference positive, empowering, those you can type people were to have around. So as well as setting up my ABN, my business name and my email address, I also very consciously and strategically set up the people I wanted to be around. And I know that this made a huge difference to me. I mean, as you know, Anastasia, small business is hard enough, right? Let alone having negative Nancys around you telling you the worst of their lives, or even the people who have never run a business telling you how tough it is. I mean, seriously, these people annoy me the most, I have to say.
It's like getting parenting advice from someone who's never had kids.
It's very annoying.
It's a game changer, and business is the same.
It is. And how many times do we get unwanted advice for people who have never run a business?
But they're so sure they know exactly what they're talking about.
You know what? I found that by literally surrounding myself with the right business people who were encouraging and inspired me and who I was learning from.
Yeah.
And they were always supporting me in a positive sort of can-do place. And I really felt that made the difference to allow me to think that I could do it and I could do anything. And you know what? I've also got a great friend who I actually met through like a business networking thing many, many years ago, who has really become my own personal cheerleader.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, you do. Whenever I have a new idea, or even when we just meet up for our regular catch up, we do lunch and a Prosecco. I'm sure she'll know who she is. I leave feeling completely energized, positive and happy because she's always got my back. And she's always reminding me that I can do whatever I set my mind to. You know what? She's that woman that if I'd say something outrageous like, oh, I've decided I'm going to run for prime minister, or I was thinking about becoming an astronaut, I swear to God, without missing a beat, she would be replying was, oh my God, how awesome. You would be so good at that. That is your destiny. I mean, it's so hilarious. And I love her for that because she just believes in me without question. And sometimes we all just need a bit of that.
But can't you also see, like, just in her own life and in
Oh
her
my
own
God,
success,
for sure.
she's just doing so well because she does have that positive influence.
Yeah.
So by being a positive
She's a
influence on
can-doer.
others, she also draws those types of people to her.
For sure. And that's why we've stayed friends. And look, I think, Anastasia, that I've achieved that in business too. You know, we're always so much more productive when we're working together. We feed off each other's energy and counter any negativity with a quick kick up the backside, which is usually you giving it to me.
Sometimes the other way around.
Sometimes, but to get ourselves back on track.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, the first thing is always when the kids are on school holidays and we have less time to connect, and we almost have to mentally prepare ourselves for it weeks in advance because we know it's coming. And then once school holidays kick in, we just feel the effect instantly. Our motivation is down, our inspiration drops because instead of having that, you know, positive, inspiring, friendly voice going, oh, yes, you can, all we hear constantly is, can I have something to eat? And our little head, that little voice, that self-doubt and that negativity in our head just going, oh, really? Really? Do you think you should do that? Really? Really?
Yeah.
And, you know, it just
we just
helps.
don't spend the time together.
No,
so
we don't get the chance.
We miss that regular weekly
and we feel it.
moments. Yeah, the moments of positivity
really
and just productivity and getting on with it. We just get, like, anytime it's like something new, you know, obviously creating this podcast has been a really new thing for us to do and challenging for me to learn all the technical side and updating. But, you know, having you turn up and go, okay, let's just get on with it.
Yep.
Has actually, it makes you sort of get into action. And that's, you know, as we talk about
But it's something that you need to do consciously, right? It's something that you need to
Consciously.
make a decision about. And as we were talking about in episode 1, it really is a powerful technique, which most women and most people don't even realize is a technique. It's a confidence boosting technique. We use it all the time. I didn't even realize it was a technique, and I do it. And it's, you know that confidence is a learned behavior. We know this now.
Yeah.
We know that we need to make a conscious decision.
We hope people know this now.
Right. Well, we know it. So we're telling you people that it is a conscious decision. It's a habit that you need to get into. It's a skill that you can learn and master and practice.
Yeah.
And you need to make a conscious decision to create your confidence and then to maintain it. And then it's like the old saying, you know, if you want to be a millionaire, you're not going to hang out with paupers. You hang out with the millionaires because they are you in the future and they give you something to aspire to and, you know, someone to model your behaviors on. And confidence is the same. If you want to be a confident woman, you need to surround yourself with other confident women or other women who are intent on increasing their confidence.
Yeah, because it's a learning journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And you learn from them. You mimic them if you have to. You create habits and behaviors that allow you to act and behave as they do. But then you have to remember to always make those behaviors and those habits your own, right? You bring them into your life and then create your own kind of personalized confidence program using things that you've seen with other people. You need to find what works best for you and then you incorporate those things into your day-to-day practices. And remember, you are significantly influenced. I cannot say this enough. You are significantly influenced by the people you surround yourself with on a regular basis. So it's just so important that you choose the right people who will support and encourage you. I mean, we all know how this works, right?
Well, we hope.
We've both experienced it. The more you hang out with negative, pessimistic people, the more your life is dominated by their negativity. You know, you spend all your time and your attention on trying to sort out their stuff and engaging in these conversations and these dramas that just have no positive effect on your life or their life even. You're not even helping them.
It's such a waste of time.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's amazing because everyone's so time poor. It's the the century to be time poor in. But honestly, if the wasted amount of time we do just with negativity and just
pessimism and criticism.
And just that, like, buying into the drama. Oh, my God. It is such a waste of time. Imagine what you could do if you just pushed all that to the side and just got into action.
I could be having coffee with a great friend. I could be doing a million other things, but listening to someone's drama. Good. And that would it would have a positive effect on my life, but also allow me to put positivity out into the world, right?
Yeah.
So you really need to make an effort to just disengage from these people's behaviors, these people who do nothing to support you.
Yeah.
Because then, without even realizing it, you'll start to make decisions in your life based on their fears and their negativity. They'll
right.
give you their fears and they project them onto you. And then every time you go to make a decision, you go, oh, but so-and-so said this. And then you start to make your decisions based on that. And that's not what you want to be about.
No.
So you need to, it's really important. You just need to make sure that your environment is supportive and it's encouraging, because if you want to achieve your goals, that's how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And if it's not encouraging and it's not working in your best interests, then it's up to you to change it, because no one else will do it for you. These people who are negative, they're going to want to keep you around because they're going to want to feed off your energy. But by doing that, you're giving it to them, and, you know, all they're doing is giving you back negativity. So if these people around you are not encouraging and supporting you, then you really need to change how much time you spend with them, I think.
Oh, for sure. And I had a client just this week. So she called me and said, she's doing amazing things. She's part of our confidence group, our course group. And, you know, she's completely changed her life. She started a new business. She had to leave a very destructive relationship, which was a tough choice and took a lot of courage, and she really stepped into owning who she was and made that happen. And now she's recently moved towns, completely moved and bought a new house and set herself up.
She's on fire.
She is on fire. She's really just stepped into this confidence and belief in herself that she can do anything. She's just taken the course, you know, work on board, did everything. It was amazing. And she was saying to me that, you know, she's in this new environment. She's out there trying to make new friends and meet people and build this life. And she's so excited at the moment. Like, you could just see it. She's buzzing. She is buzzing. And anyway, she said to me that she'd met someone and she went and had coffee with this lady that she'd met, you know, looking at, you know, building that friendship. And, you know, she was telling this lady everything she's done and moved and, you know, bought this new house and how life's great, and she's building this business and whatever. And she said that the lady said to her, she said, oh, look, I just, you know, it's great that you're doing all this and building this life and, you know, and having all these great things, but, you know, I just want you to be prepared that it just won't last. Like, you're just going to fall. It's going to collapse. And she was like, and again, she's got so much of our foundational work from the course, and, you know, I've done some coaching with her and stuff, that she just knew that was like, this is not the person I need to bring into my life. Like this, you know, and obviously, you know, of course there are obstacles that are going to come up, but with the right attitude, and she has embraced the attitude and the foundation of this confidence to believe in herself and go, anything that comes my way, which, you know, we talk about, you know, the baseline of confidence is whatever comes my way, I'll handle it. And that's what we try to teach people. It's not that you're going to be so confident that nothing bad is going to happen or there's not going to be challenges. It is a belief and a baseline confidence that whatever comes your way, you'll handle it. And that's so anyway, so she realized, and it was like a light bulb moment for her to go, there won't be a second coffee with this person.
That was like a thanks note.
Yes,
thanks, but no thanks.
Because, you know, the life that she is on, the fantastic trajectory she is on, this woman does not fit into that. This is not going to be something that is going to support her creating this new life and being positive and having these amazing attitudes. This is not going to work. So
look, she's lucky that she can remove this woman from her life.
Well,
right?
That's true. And you know what? Some people you can't remove from your life completely, and sometimes they play a big part in your life decisions. But you know what? If you want to achieve your goals that you've set for your life, and you just not even your goals, if you just want to have a happy, happiness is, you know, my baseline goal anyway. If you just want to have a happy and successful, positive life, then sometimes you may need to find a way to manage those people, their influence on you.
Yeah.
Look, I know sometimes family and friends might not be your greatest cheer squad, and that just has nothing to do with you. And that's them working through their own issues and beliefs. it's their inability to have a positive outlook on life is their issue. But we all know that can have a huge impact on, our lives as well if we let it. And remember, look, as I always say, sometimes you just need, not even sometimes, you need to take, all the time, you need to take 100% responsibility for your life. And that means that you need to make a conscious effort to find other like-minded people who will inspire and encourage you. And really, the truth is, if some people are really toxic and completely and utterly undermine you and your confidence, then maybe you need to take a step back and try to get some clarity about what purpose these people serve in your life. Life is just too damn short to be miserable, but also to have somebody else around you that undermines you and cuts you down every chance they get. Like, it's just, you're never going to have a successful, happy life while those people are in your life. And sometimes they are hard to remove, but you know what? True. It's the only one chance you've got at life. So sometimes you've got to
make the best of it.
Well, you've got to really look at why you're allowing those people to stay. Yeah, for sure.
Remember when we were reading recently something about ranking the people who are closest to you?
Oh, I love that.
By deciding who's a great influence and basically who needs just less airtime in your life.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool because it kind of gives you the opportunity to prioritize your time with certain people and then just bump others down the ranks. So it doesn't mean that you write them off altogether, because it may be someone that is just always going to be there, right? And you cannot get rid of them. Yeah. But it does allow you to kind of go, all right, I want you up the top. I need you around a lot. I'll take in small doses,
yes.
Maybe not as regularly. And I just need to kind of mentally prepare myself.
Manage the time, manage the...
Yeah. Whereas some people you're happy to kind of have a chat with every single day because you know they're going to be a part of your great life. And the others who might not be, small doses. Yeah. Just manage it.
And you know what? If all else fails, there's a great technique that I learned years ago. It's in my book. And look, I've used it myself so many times and have passed it on to many clients. And it's really great to help. It's a really great help for when the negative influence just cannot be cut out of your life altogether. So firstly, when you know you're going to see that person or be at an event or in a meeting with them or even just a chat with them on the phone, you need to mentally and emotionally prepare yourself. So it's like being really intentional about what you are going to allow to happen in that meeting or that conversation. Maybe it's a family member, it could be a friend, your boss, or a colleague that just, really gets on your nerves or has a really negative effect on your mindset. Then then it's best to try this. So to start with, you need to prepare yourself for the fact, first and foremost, that they will be who they are. And you can't change that as much as, oh my goodness, we would love to sometimes. But you just can't, you have to just accept it and move on, which the next step is my favorite, right? So you've got to accept that they're going to show up who they are. So now before you meet with them, imagine that you have like a bubble around you or some sort of force field that just cannot be penetrated with negativity, their pessimism, or even, more importantly, any level of criticism. And then every time that person says or does something that you don't want to have to deal with, just let it bounce off the bubble and head straight on back to them or fizzle into nothingness. You just don't ever let their stuff make its way through to you, because that's just not what you want in your life. And it's a really great way to visualize the process of keeping yourself safe from other people's negativity and bad vibes.
Oh my God, I love this so much. It just makes you feel just so powerful in control of some situations where, otherwise you might go into it with a really crappy mindset. You might just go, oh, I know this family event or this meeting is just going to be horrible because this person's brought you down and you haven't even met with them yet.
No.
But we've talked about this before and I absolutely love it because, as you know, my force field is a little bit sparkly.
Of course.
It makes me feel a bit like Wonder Woman. It's got to have like bling in it and stuff because it's just empowering. And it's a great way to just really picture keeping this negativity and this criticism away from you because we all know that visualization helps, right?
Yeah.
And then it just reiterates why it's so important to have the right people in your life to help you personally and professionally, because if you can see this criticism and this negativity bouncing away from you, and you feel empowered and happy by that, then clearly you know that these people are not, they're not allowed to be inside that bubble. They're just not.
Well, no, it just protects you.
Yeah.
And remember, that's exactly why we created the private Facebook group in our confidence course, because we know that sometimes it's really hard to find the right people to surround yourself with. You know, those ones that are always saying, you can do it, especially in this sort of day and age when so many people are physically disconnected. Many are working from home, using the online platforms to connect. Or, you know, now there's so many, you know, people are building businesses from home and juggling this time poor thing. Sometimes it is hard to find new people or new groups to bring into your life, you know, especially running the house with the kids and all that sort of stuff. So the private Facebook group gives all our participants a forum within they can celebrate their achievements, they can seek advice, they're connected to us, they're inspired by others, and generally being positive, amazing women amongst other positive, amazing women. And it's so great. I just love it in there.
I mean, we see it all the time and we totally love it, that one woman will pop into the group and she'll tell everyone about something that she's achieved or something she's been, you know, working on for a long time. And then the energy literally just becomes electric. There is so much encouragement.
It's like activity.
It's instant.
Yeah.
And there's support in there. And you know how we all go to social media for the comments, right? That's why everyone's there. These are comments that you want to read over and over again, and you just want to really absorb them. And it just makes you feel happy that you know these women and that, you know, they're not the type of people to tear other people down. All they want to do is encourage you. And it is like, seriously, it's packed with just these kick-ass, motivated, positive women who are just really serious about taking their lives and their confidence to the next level. And it's just such an amazing place to be. But to be honest, we kind of almost started it for selfish reasons because we wanted to be part of something this awesome. And we know we love hearing the stories and being inspired. And it's encouraging to know that what we're doing is landing and it's helping people. And then they're passing it on to others.
Oh, I totally wanted to be in this group. Like we really, when we talked about creating the course, and it was like, oh my God, just like we wanted to, but we did want selfish reasons to some point because we wanted to create this community of amazing women, which I did, because the support does go along with everything that is needed for the course, because when you are stepping outside your comfort zone and trying the techniques and pushing yourself and facing your fears, you do need, we knew that the women needed that group of other women around them to just be the yes you can, keep going, this is amazing, you're doing it.
Helps make it sustainable too, right?
Absolutely. But we wanted that to be in there, but we also wanted to be a part of that so that we could hear what was happening and what these women were doing. And they're also being just a huge support to each other. They're forming their own mini communities and making the group just a great place to be for encouragement and support. And it's always there. They know no matter what's happening, or if
24/7.
if they're chasing a dream or building a business or climbing the corporate ladder or doing whatever, and they're running into these obstacles and negativity, and maybe they don't have the support in their private lives that they need, they know there's this place to go. And that's what we're really trying to, I guess, communicate on this podcast is you've got to find this place. Like you've got to make it, find it, find this group of people that you know can help you really lift the game.
And it's got to be real, right?
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
This group and the other groups that you create for yourself, they need to be open and honest places, because these women are not just sharing their wins and the successes. Everybody does that, especially online. Everyone's always posting their wins and, but they're also sharing their challenges and their failures. And we actually love that even more, because that's where the authenticity is. That's where vulnerability and honesty is where authenticity is. And the truth is, you are never alone if you're sharing your challenges with other like-minded women, and then you're learning from them and being inspired by them, right?
Yes, for sure. And sometimes, we need some guidance or some clarity, and it's the same, look, yes, you can people who will help you the most. And you know what? If you're still having trouble with certain people around you, that, it is hard to limit the amount of time you spend with them, especially if they're really in your immediate sort of circle or close family, then you may need to try to manage that situation in a different way. I often share one of my favorite statements to live by, and that is that you need to take responsibility and teach people how to treat you.
Yep.
And, I had a client who was starting a small business from home a few years ago, and her husband never really took it seriously. And she realized that she couldn't directly change the way he thought. So instead, she decided to change the way she thought about and approached her business, which gave her more control of the situation. And she started to dress differently and take her business much more seriously. And that was now being projected onto him and, and to herself, that she meant business. And I remember even in our coaching sessions, we used to meet at a local coffee shop, and all of a sudden she started wearing more business-like clothes to our meetings. And she said that she would call, she'd say, I'm going to meet, someone for coffee. I'm going to meet my coach. And then she started calling them a business meeting. And it really got her head in the game and allowed her to treat the sessions with more purpose. And it really made a difference to how her husband treated her going to the meetings also. So over time, she taught him how to treat her and her business differently by showing up that she was more serious about it too.
Well, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you stop treating your business like a hobby, then other people will
That's
too.
right.
They won't have a choice.
That's right.
And confidence is the same.
Yeah.
If you want to be confident and you want to project to the world that you're confident, that you need to find confident women to keep you around you, because that will be your circle. Or like we said before, at the very least, women who are trying.
Yeah.
You don't want to be around those women who just don't care. You want to be around women who are always trying to boost their confidence and have more success and achieve and just live a happier and more positive life.
Positive. Yeah. Exactly. So if you want to be a more confident woman, then you really need to make a conscious effort to surround yourself with other confident women.
Yeah.
Find confident role models that are doing exactly what you want to do. So, you know what? If you're starting a new business, then go and surround yourself with shit hot business women who are really playing the game, who are really out there doing it and knowing
You'll learn something.
If you want to take your career to the next level, then find other women who have already done what you want to do and have a look what they did, where they got to, and find ways to be surrounded by them or be in their circle or get mentoring from them, or there's so many different ways. Or if you're I had talked to a lady the other week about, she was working in a male-dominated industry, and it was like she needed to find other women who were doing the same thing and who are in male-dominated industries to just learn from them and be inspired by them also, and because they understood the challenges of being in that place. So look, there's no need to reinvent the wheel every time we want to try something new, because guess what? Someone else has already done it. So find them and boost your confidence by surrounding yourself with these people. Look, everyone's life is filled with different challenges and obstacles, but when you've got a serious cheer squad behind you, nothing is impossible.
So true.
And I know that when I have like positive, motivated, happy people around me, then my life just works because it's contagious. I'm positive, motivated, and happy, and then that's contagious to the people around me also, my family, my kids, and my friends. And really, that's who I want to be for the most important people in my life. Less complaining, less negative energy, less drama, and just a much nicer life to live in.
Doesn't it just sound ideal?
Oh,
isn't that where we all want to be?
I know. And it's just like, it is... It's really recognizing the significant influence that the people around you do have on you, and it's just, it's just so much easier to be positive and motivated when you have positive motivated.
Yes.
It just makes life easier
because you don't feel like you're fighting a losing battle.
No,
it's
and
hard to be positive.
Like you're having to put so much work into keeping your own positivity and spirits and confidence up
because these people have got your back.
Well, yeah, because you're not being pulled down by at every moment because the people around you are in such low. And it's not that we, sometimes we need to be around those people and help raise them up too, and be that inspiration for those people to be able to take on new things and try to change their own lives.
Yeah.
But you know
we
what?
can't
If
let
it's
their
so
negativity
draining,
impact us.
If it's constantly draining, then it's just too hard.
You need to make a call.
It's just too hard. It's too hard to live life like that, I feel. It's so much easier when there's that positivity and great people around you that are always going, you know what?
You've got this.
You've got this.
Totally.
And I think that's the perfect place, Anastasia, to wrap up this podcast. So we hope you understand now why surrounding yourself with confident women is so important to your confidence to be the confident woman that you've always wanted to be.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I love this technique so much. It's actually one of my favorites. I use it all the time. You can feel it sometimes when you can feel your life is not quite on track. It always kind of, I look back, I take a step back and just go, right, who's in my inner circle at the moment? Who am I spending a lot of time with?
Yeah.
And it does make a difference. And
And
sometimes you just need a few, little tweaks. That's all you need.
Who can I seek out to have that one conversation or that,
Yep.
that one Prosecco with, my
pep
favourite
talk.
cheer squad?
Who can give me a pep talk?
Who can give me that pep talk to get me back on track? Pep talks are the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. And to make sure that you don't miss any other confidence secrets, don't forget to subscribe and head over to risewomen.com to check out all the ways that we can help you increase your confidence. Because remember, with confidence, anything is possible. Talk to you next time.
Bye, everyone.